If you're a contractor and your phone isn't ringing, it might not be the economy. It might be your marketing agency. The truth is, marketing changes faster than most agencies can keep up with. And if they're falling behind, you're the one who's losing out on leads and revenue. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 clear signs that your SEO agency is stuck in the past, so you can spot the red flags before it's too late. All right, let's start with red flag number 1, and that's that you get lots of traffic to your website, but no leads. We see this all the time when we analyze local businesses, and it's a dead giveaway that their agency is stuck in the past. I've got it at number 1 here because not only is it not resulting in leads, it's deceiving because you are getting more traffic, you're getting more keywords, you're getting more impressions, but it's all national traffic for educational and informational blog posts, not local traffic of people searching directly for your services. All right, that comes from Google Maps. So that's what you really need, not website traffic. You need Google Maps rankings and activity. This is how people search on Google. They search Google and they don't even click through on websites a lot of the time. They just go to Google Maps to see who's got the best reviews. They dial the first 1 or 2 that look good. Whoever answers the phone and gives them a good experience, that's who they end up hiring. So let me show you what this looks like. Here's a local kitchen and bathroom remodeler that we just analyzed recently. So this is top of mind. And if you look at their website traffic, you can see here, this line is up and to the right. It should look good, right? They're getting 453 visits a month. But when you dig deeper and you look at where this traffic is actually coming from, so this page shows you what searches are accounting for all of their traffic. It's how tall is a kitchen island, bar stool height for a kitchen island, island height, bar height versus counter height, typical kitchen island height, bar height, kitchen island. These are all informational and educational searches that are coming in on their blog posts, but this could be people searching from all over the country, right? They're based in Maryland. They need traffic and visibility from people that are in their service area that are looking for a kitchen remodeler, not looking for how tall their bar island height should be, all right? And if you look at the Google Maps rankings, this is that business I just showed you, right? They're not even ranking in the top 3 barely anywhere in their service area. Okay, they're in like 4 and 5 spot. And if you know how Google Maps works, they only show the top 3 without you having to click farther. And like 90% of the traffic just goes to the top 3 spots. So if you're not in the top 3, you're not getting any visibility. Compare that to a client of ours, and this is what you want to see. Okay, so for their whole service area, they're ranking an average of place number 1.5. So 1 in certain spots, 2 in certain spots, 3 in certain spots. So when people are looking for an electrician in their town, they're showing right at the top, they're seeing their reviews, and they're getting the phone calls. All right. So if you have an agency, one question you should ask them is, where is my traffic coming from? Is it national, educational, and informational blog searches, or is it local Google Maps for the keywords of people actually searching for your services? All right, so here's red flag number 2, and that's when you get confusing marketing reports with a bunch of analytics that don't make any sense, and yet your phone is still not ringing, you're still not getting leads. All right, so let me show you an example of what this looks like. Here's a client that ended up hiring us, and they were talking about, I asked them what are things that weren't working for you in the past, and they said, well, one thing was our agency would send us these nonsensical reports and not provide any explanation as to what was going on. All right, so here's the report that they would send. Just a bunch of graphs and confusing data, right? No explanation. This is about rankings. I mean, I know what some of this stuff means because I work in this industry, but none of this is speaking to how many leads did you get? How many sales did you get, right? How are the metrics that are causing leads and sales to happen increasing? All right, versus here's what a report that we send looks like. All right, and first and foremost, what I want to bring your attention to is every month when we send a report, we film an in-depth video where we're giving an explanation of each part of this report. And we're talking through what are the things that are working well? What are the things that need improvement? What are the things that we did last month? What are the things that we're doing next month? Where do we need your help and your involvement to move this along faster? Right? So like this is a very in-depth report. I'm not going to say there's not a lot of detail here because you want your agency paying attention to the details. Marketing is complicated and there's a lot that goes into it. But what a lot of agencies do is they hide behind these confusing reports and they spin stories and juke the stats to make it seem like you're performing well, when at the end of the day, you're left in the lurch wondering, why the heck is my phone not ringing? All right. So again, what you need is more calls ultimately, but you also need a clear and transparent explanation. And ideally, you don't like, I don't want to say you should be meeting with your agency every month, because if they're doing their job, you don't need to meet with them. You're busy, they're busy. But what you at least need is a clear, detailed walkthrough and explanation of how your investment in this marketing is actually returning into more leads and more sales for your business. All right, let's talk red flag number 3. And that's when an agency is saying that you need blogs, social posts, or geo-tagging and claiming that it's helpful for local SEO. That's a myth. And it's a clear sign that they're either lying to you or they're stuck in the past. Blogs used to be more helpful than they are. And I'm not going to say that there's no impact, but it's definitely not the highest and best use of your resources when it comes to getting you in Google Maps, which is really what's going to make your phone ring and make you money. All right, we talked about blogs in the first one. Blogs will work to get you more website traffic, but it's going to be traffic from people searching all around the country, not in your local service area. And it's going to be traffic for people searching for educational and informational searches versus people looking to actually hire a pro in your area like right away. Okay. Social posts don't do much at all for Google Maps SEO. Not going to say that social media is not helpful as a branding and a marketing tool. Of course, some people are really good on social, and it's an engaging way to extend your network and the impact of your network, but it's not going to be helpful for Google Maps SEO. And lastly is geo-tagging. And this is another giveaway that they're stuck in the past, because again, this used to work, but it's been years now that Google stopped reading GPS info from images. So geo-tagging is not something that helps you rank in Google Maps. Here's what you need. You need local service pages, high quality content, local optimization signals, Google profile posts and real media added to your profile, and local reviews. So let me show you what I mean. For reference, this is what you don't want. This is a blog, right? Should I use counter or bar height seating in my kitchen design? 5 ways to modernize your kitchen. What's the best flooring for a bathroom remodel? Like that's all informational stuff. That's people looking to learn, and it's all over the country. Here's what you need. You need local service pages. So this is a pest control company in Hanover, PA, right? And this is their homepage. And here's a local service page on their bed bug services. So this is Bed Bug Exterminator in Hanover, PA. And this is a deeply optimized page on their bed bug services with tons of trust marks and tons of reviews and info about their plans and whatnot. And if I come down here, you'll see it links to a bunch of other location service pages. These are their service areas. So this is a bed bugs page in York, Lancaster, Harrisburg, Hanover, Frederick, Westminster, right? And each of these are deeply optimized pages, not just duplicate content, not just AI slop. Like this is labor intensive, and it takes skills and it takes tools and an attention to detail. But this is what actually gets you to show up in Google Maps when people are searching for your business in the different areas in your service area. Now, for these other pieces, reviews are certainly a massive part of local SEO, not so much a part of your content strategy, but it's huge for your Google profile. And this last one, if you're going to make any social media posts, I would recommend making posts on your Google business profile. All right. And definitely adding media to your profile. Posts on your Google profile can help. It's not as important as a lot of other things, but it's definitely more valuable than making blogs, national blogs, social posts on like Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, and definitely more valuable than geotagging. All right, let's talk red flag number 4. And this is related to backlinks. Really quickly, if you don't know what backlinks are, backlink is a key part of SEO, and that's when another website links to your website. All right. And then the idea of it is that you get another website that has a high authority in Google's eyes to link to yours. And then that tells the search engines, not just Google, but Bing and Apple and AI search. It tells the search engines that, wow, if these people are referencing these guys, they must be important. So we should show them higher. All right. A common misconception is that it doesn't affect local maps SEO, but it really does. It's a big part of it. Okay. And the red flag comes in is if your agency is getting you a high quantity of low quality backlinks, not only is that not helpful to your SEO, it's actually toxic. It can actually penalize you in Google's eyes. Okay. It used to be a thing in the past where you could kind of get a bunch of links overseas and, get a ton of backlinks and just kind of juke the numbers, and that would boost that would boost your SEO. But Google has caught up with that, right? And they're able to tell what are kind of more hacking, spamming techniques of getting backlinks. And like I said, they're going to penalize you for it. So what you don't want is links from random, irrelevant websites that are across the world and not even related to your industry. And you don't want a high quantity of low quality backlinks. Okay. What you need is you want links from local and industry relevant sites. Okay. So if you're a home service company in Atlanta, Georgia, you're going to get more points by getting links from publications that are local. So in Atlanta, in Georgia, and you're going to get more authority and trust in Google's eyes if you're getting links from publications that are related to home services, home improvement, things like that. Again, a strategy focused on trust, local trust, not just volume. All right, so let me just show you really quickly what I'm talking about. This is what a link farm looks like. It's just a website with a ton of links, and you can see like they would just spam this stuff out, and now Google's caught on, and this is toxic, right? Versus what we do is for a client of ours that's in Colorado, we work with this publication. Like we build relationships with local publications. This one's called On Denver. And we write these posts. We write these guest posts that they then feature on their website and links to our client's site. Okay. Same thing for our clients in Maryland. We have relationships with trusted publications here in Maryland, and we pay and put in the effort and time to write quality content that then they put on their website, and it links to our client's website, or your website in this case. Okay. So just in summary, you want to ask your agency, or if you're thinking about hiring an agency and you're vetting them, you want to ask them, where are they getting backlinks from? Because if it's not local, it's not industry relevant, not real trusted publications, and it's just like juking the numbers from these overseas spammy link farms and link sites, that's bad news, and you want to run from them. All right, let's talk red flag number 5. And this is when it feels like you work for your agency rather than your agency works for you. And what this looks like is you get constant requests for content, photos, approvals, double checking that their content looks good and the images look good, endless email threads and quick calls to go over changes, and a list of tasks instead of a completed strategy. It's not to say that there's not an important role that you need to play, and that's mainly just getting reviews and giving them some good media to work with. But besides that, like, this is a very much done for you service, and it should be a done for you service, right? Like in the early days, it's important to meet and onboard and get things set up and, measure twice, cut once sort of thing. But once you're rolling, they should not need you. And you honestly shouldn't need to meet with them except for a check-in every now and then, right? So what you need is a done for you system that runs with minimal input, a partner who understands your business and makes decisions for results, and a marketing setup that saves you time, not adds to your plate. All right. So if you're babysitting and hand-holding your agency, they are stuck in the past and it's time for a new one. So why does this keep happening? I was honestly debating whether or not I wanted to talk about this because I don't want to badmouth people in my industry, but I truly believe that most people are not bad people and are not, trying to do this on purpose or actively trying to scam you. They just, for unintentional reasons, it happens, right? So, and I think there's a few things going on here. One is that the landscape is changing really fast. AI is causing the internet, the business model of the internet and Google search and digital marketing to change really fast. And if you're not, it's a lot to keep up with. And if you're not keeping up, right, you're going to fall behind. And there are a lot of agencies that made it big, back in the 2010s and in the early 2020s. And now things are changing really fast. They got fat and happy and comfortable, and they're not keeping up, and they're falling behind. Number 2 is that agencies are over obsessed with growth, not client success. Not all of them, but many of them. And it's part of the culture. Like I can tell you, my YouTube feed is inundated with digital marketing gurus that are promising that if you start an agency, you can automate everything and make passive income and sip mojitos from the beach while AI does all of your work for you. And the reality is that that's just not true, right? Like it smells a lot like crypto and drop shipping and get rich quick schemes and penny stocks and, things like that. And then the reality is that this business takes a lot of work and dedication to client success and client quality, just like your home service business does, right? The moment you stop putting the client first and the customer experience first, it starts to slip And a lot of agencies, whether they admit it or not, operate on a churn and burn model where they're more focused on getting the next sale faster than they are losing their next client. And that's not cool. Number 3 is they're trying to be everything to everyone. This used to be us. It's a classic trap that people fall into, but doing marketing for many different industries, providing all these different services, right? You end up becoming a jack of all trades and a master of none. And given how quickly things are changing and how competitive this landscape can be, you really need to invest in somebody who's focused on home services specifically, because they are masters in your trade and your industry. Too many people are people pleasers and they try to do everything for everybody and they end up doing nothing for everybody. And number 4 is they've just gotten too comfortable. A lot of agencies made it big in the 2010s when doing SEO and online marketing was super easy. But now it's become a lot more competitive, and now AI is changing the game again. And for people that have just gotten too comfortable, they're not motivated to keep up, right? And then you end up suffering a result. So if you're curious to hear more about what we can do for you, just reach out to us, right? We can jump on a call, or you don't even have to jump on a call with us if you don't want to. What we do is we offer to film you a free 10-minute custom video where we break down how your business is currently performing on Google Maps. What are the biggest factors helping you and hurting you? What are 2 or 3 things, simple things that you can do right now to boost your local search? And also how quickly you could expect to see a return on your investment by working with us from SEO. A lot of people say it takes 6 to 12 months to get you to the top of Google Maps. And that's true in competitive niches and competitive cities. Like if you're in roofing or HVAC and you're in a big metropolitan city, like it's going to take a while if you're far behind the top dogs. But we specialize with family-owned home service businesses and small to medium-sized cities and suburbs around the US. And I have to tell you, there are so many opportunities for you guys out there. In the margins, if you're not in the top, markets, like if you're just even in the medium markets and you've been around for some time and you've got some reviews already, when you work with the right SEO agency, you can go from red to green, right? Ranking nowhere, spot 20 to ranking spot number 1 in 4 months. Here's average ranking number 10 to crushing a huge service area in 5 months. Here's average ranking number 5, 1 month later, jumping into the top 3. Again, here's average ranking number 8.7, jumping into the top 3 23 days later. So sometimes it takes a while, a lot of times it doesn't. And if you're curious to find out where you stand right now and how good of an opportunity you're in and how quickly you can capitalize on this, reach out to us and we'd be happy to talk.